Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Hi everyone, hope everyone is doing a good time. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the story of Prophet Uzair alayhi wassalatu wassalam. And I'm just going to tell you guys one fact about Prophet Uzair A.S. Did you guys know that Prophet Uzair A.S. slept for 100 years? Now let's begin our story. Prophet Uzair A.S. was a prophet sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wasn't really that rich, but he was a farmer who owned a donkey and a farm. One day, Prophet Uzair was just about to leave to go to his farm, and as I just want to tell you that it is summertime and the sun was really hot. So Prophet Uzair decided to pack a basket of some foods and fruits so that he could eat while he was going, because the farm was really far from his house. So he packed his food, got on his donkey, and started riding. While he was going, he was passing through a city which was broken down and was abandoned, because long ago when people used to live there, they started to fight each other. So when they fight each other, they killed each other, they broke down buildings, they broke down the houses, they destroyed literally everything in that city. That's why it was abandoned and nobody lived there. So when he was going, he saw broken houses, broken buildings, and bones of the human. So he got really tired because it was a long time, it took a long time, and it was really hot. So he decided to take some rest under a shade of some tree. So while he was sitting there and eating, he thought to himself, how will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring them back? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heard this, and he got really angry with Prophet Uzair A.S. He decided to show him his powers. So he told the angel of death to go down to Uzair A.S. and take his life for 100 years. So the angel of death did so. He went down and he took the life of Prophet Uzair A.S. for 100 years. Then he went back to Allah and told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I did what you asked. And then Prophet Uzair A.S. fell into a deep sleep. He fell into a deep sleep as his life was gone for 100 years. In the meantime, his donkey died because his donkey didn't get any water, any food, or anything. So he died out of starvation. It died in the meantime, and in the meantime, the entire world changed because there were new buildings, more people in the abandoned city. The people that moved in eventually, they built new houses. They took away the old houses. They built new houses, new buildings, new roads, new bridges, and they even got rid of the bones that were there. Then, after 100 years, after 1 century, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the angel of death to go down and give Uzair A.S. his life back. So the angel did so. He gave back his life. And before the angel of death left, can you guys guess what he says? The angel of death says that, "Oh Uzair, how long have you been sleeping for?" The Prophet Uzair A.S. said, maybe like an hour or a day. Because it was high noontime, and it was noontime at that time, and Prophet Uzair A.S. had died 100 years ago, and it was also noontime then. And then the angel of death said, "No, Uzair, you have been sleeping for 100 years. Then the angel left without saying another word. Prophet Uzair was so shocked because he had been sleeping for 100 years, and around him, as I have mentioned before, everything had changed. The trees, everything. So he got up back on his feet. Then he started to walk, and while he was passing, he saw people, more markets, more buildings, more houses, and the old houses and everything that was broken down 100 years ago, they were all washed out, removed. Prophet Uzair A.S. was so confused, and he was like, what happened? So he went back to his house, and he told his family members that they asked the family members of Prophet Uzair A.S, they asked him, "Who are you?" Prophet Uzair A.S replied, "I am Uzair A.S." They said, "No, you're not Uzair A.S. Uzair A.S. mysteriously disappeared 100 years ago." Then there was a maid who worked for his family, and this maid said that if you are truly Uzair A.S, pray to God that He will remove my blindness and my disability, because she couldn't walk or see. So if you remove it, then we will truly believe you are Uzair A.S. So Uzair A.S. got down on his knees and prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove the maid's blindness and disability. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heard his prayers and did so. And then when the maid could finally see again and she could stand up and walk again, she was like, "Yes, family, this is actually Uzair A.S." And then they all believed him. They all believed Prophet Uzair A.S. Then the maid took Prophet Uzair A.S. to his father, and his father was right now in a ceremony speaking to his grandchildren, the children of Uzair A.S. He was the grandfather of his grandchildren. So he was basically telling them about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about how to do ibadah. He was telling him that stuff when the maid comes up to him and says, like, I don't know what to call it, but he told his father, he told Prophet Uzair A.S. father that, oh person, I don't really know what to call it, but she called it however way she could. She told him that your Uzair has been back. And then his father said, "No, Uzair has mysteriously disappeared 100 years ago." And she said, "When was the last time you saw me walk? When was the last time you saw me see?" So basically she didn't ever see in her life, and she could never walk in life. So the father said, "I don't really know." So then she said, "Prophet Uzair A.S. has removed my disabilities and my blindness so that I can see and walk again." So then the father said that my Uzair, Prophet Uzair A.S. has a birthmark behind his shoulder, behind his right shoulder, and that if this boy right here, which we call Uzair, if he has that mark, he is truly my son. He is truly the Prophet Uzair A.S. So Prophet Uzair A.S. let them check the back of his shoulder, and they actually saw that was Prophet Uzair A.S. I hope you guys know the story of Prophet Uzair A.S. and his donkey, and I hope you guys enjoyed my story. I hope everyone prays for me, and if you guys pray for me, I'll pray for you guys. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.